I find some of these price predictions really interesting. So let me get this straight. According to these article writers, there's predictions for Bitcoin to go to $500,000, right? Well, don't worry, this is all tied into XRP. There's predictions for Bitcoin to go to $500,000. Other predictions for Bitcoin to go to $1 million. I have an article here about Ethereum. Someone's making a prediction. Okay, it's predicted by Van Eck of Ethereum going to $22,000. But you mean to tell me, wait a minute, with everything that's lined up for XRP to do, with all of the companies lined up to possibly use XRP, article writers are saying that if Ethereum goes to $22,000, which is an insane price, that XRP is likely to breach $3? Listen, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Just my humble opinion. XRP, if the people and the companies go berserk on XRP after the case is announced to be over, you're going to get initial pop and you're going to get initial drop as well. It's going to be a lot of volatility. We know people are going to take profits. They're going to walk. But once that's over, you start getting announcements. Oh, this bank is using XRP. This government is using XRP. XRP, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, could do $3 just off of that alone. You mean to tell me that in a nuclear, absolutely astronomical bull run, I mean, this is what they're alleging. I'm just playing the game of, entertaining the idea of what they're saying. You mean to tell me in the scenario where Bitcoin is $200,000, $500,000, $1 million, Ethereum's $22,000 or anywhere near that from 15,000 to 22. You mean to tell me that all they could muster in an estimation for XRP was $3? That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, all of this is just guesswork, of course. Predictions, guesswork, all the same thing, right? But if we're going to talk potentiality in the future, long term, there's no way you're convincing me. Listen, I don't control what people think out there. You can think what you want. You got your own prices in mind. That's up to you. Of course, I think that's the wisest thing possible to have your own numbers, right? But $3? No way. No way. There's so much potential in XRP in the future. I don't know when. I just know that it could easily at some point. First, let's get past that dollar to $3. But it could easily, given the right circumstances, given the right conditions, the right announcements, it could easily blow past $3. And on top of that, is designed to function better at a higher price. Anyway, this article, it just blew my mind to see that. Now we can get welcome back to the channel, everybody. Now we can get into this article. That just blows my mind. Like how they try to lowball XRP. They try to condition the minds of the people to think about these lower prices. Listen, I'm not saying think about the high prices. I'm just being balanced. I'm saying let the people make up their own minds. But they don't see this. This is the difference. They don't let the people do that. They are dead set on conditioning the people to look at XRP as this low price thing with no potentiality. I'm not talking about what's going on right now, because what is right now will not be later on. The conditions of today will not be what they are in a year or so. Whenever we get past this case, there's going to be completely different conditions. And out of conditions rise new causes, which give rise to new effects. If you had 20 bank announcements, you mean to tell me that after 20 bank announcements, if that happens, that's the same conditions for XRP as now? That's the same environment? Absolutely not. There's no way. Ripple is clearly sitting on announcements. Clearly. You mean to tell me you believe that they didn't make any new bank partnership? We hear about them working with Thailand. We didn't know that they were going to expand with Thailand. We didn't know that. They just came out and said, yeah, we're going to do that. We didn't know SBI was going to go into Japan and say, hey, listen, we're looking for ways for our clients to make more yield or more capital off of XRP. We didn't know they were going to do that, which means clearly they have things in the bag we don't know about. So there are announcements, whether they make them or not, or if those partnerships remain or they fall through, who knows? I don't know. I don't work for Ripple. But what I'm saying is logical. They have announcements in the bag. So you mean to tell me after 20 announcements, that happens? That's the same conditions as now. So there's no need for anyone to say, well, to go by what the price is right now and say, well, this is the price right now when the future is. You can't go by that because of the change in conditions that is possible. So, I mean, we could work with a multitude of dynamics. If you want to do that, we could say, okay, work with this lower end. What happens if there's no announcements? Okay, you could play that game. But I think it's much more likely that we've seen, from what we've seen from successful companies, that they oftentimes, when they have favorable conditions, come out with a barrage of announcements. That's more likely. That's more likely. I've seen, I'm not seen, I've been involved with companies in the stock market that did that years ago. And they had a lot going on. They took some votes. They moved some capital, reallocated some capital. And guess what happened? Well, first of all, those stocks skyrocketed before the announcements, like 2 or 3 times. It was making good capital. But after they brought in some new partnerships, they started making those announcements. And guess what happened? The bullishness returned. It went even higher. So, it's just, there's also that side of the coin. What happens if they do start just dropping a barrage of announcements? The conditions are completely different. Not only the announcements making everyone, including companies, because my concentration is companies, not individuals. It's not retail. I believe the companies, the big institutions, the banks, governments, companies like BlackRock, non-banking financial institutions that may use the technology, I think they're going to push the price. I always have. I told you that from the beginning. I'm here for that bank money, right? I know a lot of other people, they're here for the retail. They want retail involved, and that's up to retail. Retail has to make up his own mind. Regular people have to make up their own minds. But I think that's a huge, important aspect to keep in mind. But let's get back to this article here before I lose my focus. It says XRP's price is likely to breach $3 if it follows Ethereum's price trajectory as ETH clinches VanEck. ETH clinches? What do they mean by that? I guess they're talking about the future. If they should say not, they should say if, not as, because it's not happening right now. It says if. Let me not paraphrase. It says as ETH clinches VanEck's $22,000 price. There's a lot going on with Ethereum. And SEC is split. So, yes, certain positive things are happening, but they also sued Consensus. Is anyone talking about that? I have an article somewhere around here about that, as actually they sued Consensus. Now, if you remember from the beginning of the channel, way back then, Consensus is the company that builds on Ethereum that was going against the bank coins with their own bank coin. Remember that? They had a couple of banks now. They had some problems. I think it was in the Bahamas. Some Consensus technology had problems. And there was somewhere else. I'm sure they cleaned it up by now. But they were one of those companies. They are a CBDC company from what I know. So what's going to happen if they're suing Consensus based on what they're doing? What about other Ethereum companies? What happens then? And then if that does happen, if that does occur, SEC goes after a bunch of Ethereum companies, then listen, I'm not hating on Ethereum. I'm just trying to be as logical as possible. If they go after a few key Ethereum companies, how does that affect Ethereum overall? I'm just considering the possibilities. But just off of raw bullishness and people knowing that it's a moneymaker, sure, Ethereum remains bullish. But anyway, it says the current trading environment for cryptocurrencies is marked by significant volatility, I'll say, with both Ethereum. It's not time yet. They have the whole set. Listen, whether people like it or not, it's just my humble opinion. I'm not here to brainwash you or convince you of anything. But I feel like the whole thing is rigged. I know how that sounds. Is rigged. It's a setup. If something is controlled, then it is rigged. If the big companies can buy up all the Bitcoin and tank the market whenever they want to, because money is nothing to them, and they can tank the market and make way for their friends to get involved. And the big companies, let's be real, the big companies own the government. They fund everything. They put money into all of these politicians' pockets. These politicians are millionaires, but look at their yearly salaries. You ever wonder who's buying their books? You ever wonder who's paying $50,000 a plate? Because it's not the regular people. It's people who are, through those means, are putting money into the government's and the politicians' pockets to control them. And they do. So that's what I mean when I say it's rigged. And someone may say, oh, Mick, you're just speculating on the rigging of it. Listen, I've been in a few industries. I've seen how it works. It works that way in the movie industry. It works that way in the music industry. Money goes around and it makes people move. There's no way that I'm going to believe that politics is different. No, it definitely is. Anyway, so that's why I say so the whole thing is rigged. So right now is not the time. Because of that, they brought everything down. And I'm going to assume is to get those other companies into a proper position that were not involved when crypto was skyrocketing. So they control the system. So anyway, yeah, no, let's move on to another article here. But $3 XRP, come on now. If Ethereum went to 22,000. So now, I hope you're all having a fantastic day out there. All right. All right. There's so much news to go over. I'm not going to be able to get to it all today. By the way, if you didn't see the live stream I did earlier today, please go check that out in the members only section. Sometimes the join button is right below the video. Sometimes it's in the description box. I'll say this also. When I go live is the best time to come and say something to me. You have some thoughts you want to share with me, questions you want to ask me, or just talk to me. And you don't have to wait until I finish reading an article or saying my thoughts. Just start dropping stuff in the chat. I like that a lot. Just start dropping stuff in the chat and I'll stop, read what you have to say. And if I have something to respond with, I'll respond. All right. So now, this article is titled XRP demand soars as Hashdex ETF requires 215 XRP per share. What is this? Because I'm not familiar with this at all. I don't know what's going on. So let's read it and let me find out. I don't proclaim to know everything. I don't. Another thing you'll find in the members only sections when we're in these live streams, read some of the chats. Are they showing the chats? I'm not sure how that's presented. But we have some brilliant people in the members only section. 100%. I appreciate them. So now, this article begins. The US SEC has formally acknowledged the 19B4 filing for the Hashdex NASDAQ Crypto Index ETF. That's a mouthful. As highlighted by Chad Steingraber, this ETF proposes to hold both spot Bitcoin and Ethereum, marking a significant development in the digital asset landscape. Okay, what does it have to do with XRP? I'm not understanding. Please elaborate. I'm scrolling down past. They have like this document cropped here. It says, according to the filing, each of the ETF would require? Why does it require that? 215 XRP with 79 million shares currently under the fund. This translates to a total XRP holding of 17 million. I'm going to round it off. This substantial XRP demand per share underscores its growing importance in the crypto ecosystem. It says the net asset value per share is $6,725, with XRP constituting 1.48% of the overall market or index weight. I got to look deeper into this so I can know exactly what's going on here, why this is set up this particular way. As of writing, XRP's price stands at 47 cents. All right, circulating supply of XRP. They go over the circulating supply of XRP. They have a technical analysis here, but they don't go deeper into that. Well, we'll come back to that another times. I'm going to do my research and find a little bit more about what's going on with that. So now we have this article here. This article, see, we learn together here. This article is titled Cryptic Message Accompanies Ripple 1 billion XRP Unlock. Is that so? Ripple has unleashed 1 billion XRP. You know, people don't like that when they unlock the XRP. Ripple has unleashed 1 billion XRP from its escrow for July as scheduled. But this month's escrow executions carried strange memos for community members. The escrow transactions occurred late July 1st via the Ripple 24 and 25 wallets. Notably, the company unlocked 1 billion tokens in bits. It says with one transaction bearing a 500 million XRP value, while two other transactions unlocked 400 million and 100 million XRP. As is customary, Ripple has already, this is why I never worry about that. They're so strange. They unlock the XRP, then they lock back almost an equal amount. Because it says here, Ripple has already returned 800 million XRP to escrow, with leftover reserved for liquidation this month. Cryptic memo follows Ripple unlock. What is the memo? Just tell us. This is interestingly, the July escrow transactions carried with them a mysteriously coded message that sparked the attention of community members. Blockchain architect Marty Party. I like that name. That's a good. I like that name. I like to party. And I like the name Marty. Know why? Wait. Who's the famous Marty? Come on now. Show me your age. No. Don't hide. Join us. Come over to this side. That's right. We're older and it's nice. It's nice to be older. Oh, yeah, it's just you and me here, right? We're aging like a fine wine. Don't tell her. Shh. Don't tell the rest. Oh, yeah, being older is much better. So, anyway, Marty. You remember Marty McFly? Marty McFly was so cool. Stop playing. Give Michael J. Fox his props. Marty McFly was cool. Did you see the sneakers? They laced up by themselves. He had a jacket that dries itself. Who made this movie? Who created this movie? Back to the Future. If you haven't seen Back to the Future, oh, I just dropped a massive bomb on you. Oh yeah, you're about to have a fun time watching Watch Back to the Future 1, and then immediately after watch Back to the Future 2. But then you're going to want to watch Back to the Future 3. You're going to go click that little button. See, oh my goodness, I'm over here pressing a button like people still use DVD players or VHS, the VHS machines, right? No, they don't do that anymore. Press a button, right? But anyway, this is better for the effect. You're going to go press the button to watch Back to the Future 3. Don't do that. Don't do that. That one wasn't. I got to shed a tear. That one wasn't as good. I know it's controversial. I know it wasn't as good as part 1 and part 2. But anyway, because of that, yeah, I like the name Marty. Why not? So now, this article continues on. Let's get back to the crypto. The memo made subtle references to Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and prominent community member Moon Lambo. Subtle references. The memo made subtle references to Garlinghouse and Moon Lambo? Oh, I guess this is what the article is saying, guys. I don't know what the memo said. I don't know. And I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know what they're talking about. So while the exact meaning of the message remains unclear, it included a sarcastic remark suggesting that one day XRP will power the world. Is this really from their wallet? Is this real? I'm just going to slide to the next article. If you don't, we're going to slide. Wait. We're going to slide to the next article because I'm not sure what's going on here. You want to investigate further, you can. We're going to move on because I'm not sure if that's legit or what's going on with that. All right. And when it comes to things like that, listen, when it comes to Ripple, I'm only interested in mostly partnerships, how they're allocating and reallocating. I'm watching. I do watch the movement of XRP through articles because I think I know what's going on with their movements of XRP, their development of the XRPL based systems that they run, whether it's RippleNet or whatever. Things that they say in their interviews, it tells me a lot. So that's primarily what I'm interested in. So now here we have this article. It's titled, "Here's Why July May Bring a Big Decision for Ripple and XRP." We have a little bit of fun here. We get serious sometimes. I try to mix it up. It says, Deezer Capital founder Yassin Mobarak highlights the significance of July for Ripple and XRP. It says the crypto enthusiast highlighted that two important legal rulings relating to XRP and Ripple were issued over the past 2 years, specifically in 2022 as well as 2023. In July 2022, Mobarak stated that Judge Sarah Netburn, one of the judges in the Ripple lawsuit, called out the SEC's hypocrisy regarding the admissibility of William Hinman's emails. Also in July 2023, Judge Annalisa Torres, the Honorable Judge Annalisa Torres, issued the highly anticipated summary judgment decision. Oh, that was very, very nice. It says, recall that July 2023 decision gave the parties partial victory. All right. Interestingly, Deezer Capital founder said he was on overseas vacation when the judges issued both rulings, hinting at a humorous coincidence. Okay. Then it gets to the good part. Will the SEC versus Ripple see another significant ruling this July? I could hope. But didn't they just the SEC is knocked their fine down to like 100 million. Ripple, which I think is anticipated, rejected the $100 million fine. So there's going to be more discussion over that clearly. But it makes perfect sense because didn't Ripple request something like a $10 million fine? It was something significantly lower. So you could see them rejecting anything higher than that. You can see that coming from a mile away. Here's the thing, when you have an opponent and the opponent concedes to you anything, they give you any ground, it's very typical for that particular, I'm going to use the word combatant, to want more from the opponent. Now, you already conceded. You already knocked it down from 2 billion, a billion, whatever it was. You already knocked it down to 100 million. Maybe you'll compromise more. That's the idea I'm pretty sure the lawyers are working with. Maybe we can get it down even more than that. If you concede once, maybe you'll concede twice. Bend the knee once, maybe you'll bend the knee twice. That's why you have to be careful when you're giving in to people. You feed the bear may come back and want more food. So it says here, notably, he urged XRP enthusiasts to be optimistic, emphasizing that it is July again, and he is preparing for another overseas vacation by next week. Okay. I'm a little different. You know, people have to make up their own minds. If they want to remain enthusiastic, that's on them. They have to decide that for themselves. But then again, like I said, I'm here for that bank money. I'm more interested in what the banks are doing. It's been that way since the beginning. Why change that now? I don't see a reason why to change that. I think those trillions coming in from wholesale CBDCs and interbank payments, I think that's what really is going to move the price for XRP. Hey, a lot of people disagree with me. That's just how I feel about it. So now let's scroll down here. And then they talk about the parties awaiting final judgment, but we're going to move on because I don't have much. I want to keep this video a little bit on the shorter side for everybody today. So now we're going to go to a little bit of Bitcoin news. Let me get the Bitcoin news in because I know a lot of people here, they have requested it for a long time for me to continue to cover Bitcoin news. And I've been doing a pretty good job. I feel like it. I feel like I've been honoring the request. So let me continue with that. This article here is titled, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF starts trading in Chilean Stock Exchange. So more good news for the big dog Bitcoin. Last week, the iShares Bitcoin Trust arrived at the Santiago Stock Exchange, the main financial market of Chile. The leading spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund instrument, which was approved this year by the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, will now allow Chilean investors to acquire and, quote, accessible and efficient digital asset to include in their portfolios, backed by the extensive risk management experience of our iShares ETFs, unquote, according to Silvia Fernandez, country head of BlackRock Chile, Patricio Rojas, Santiago Stock Exchange general manager, remarked that this addition marked, quote, significant progress in the diversification of products available for our market, unquote. That was one of the longest sentences ever known to mankind. All right. So things are looking good for Bitcoin. I can't wait to see what Bitcoin does in the future. Everything leans in favor of it being super bullish. My thoughts have not changed. My feelings have not changed. And each day we're learning a little bit more information that leans us towards the idea that crypto itself overall is going mainstream, right? Once again, if you haven't seen the live stream, watch that. There was a lot of really, really potent news I covered in that video, about maybe 3 or 4 articles I read from in that video. And once again, a lot of the comments in the chat were very potent as well, in my humble opinion. So make sure you check that out. So now let's see. Now I'm gonna do this article. We're gonna close out with this one here today, and I actually mixed this up. I had made a mistake in the in a live stream, but I was corrected by LB because I was just going off the top of my head. But it was about Coinbase. This article is titled "Coinbase Lands $32.5 million U.S. government crypto contract." Now, when I think about Coinbase, you have to bear with me sometimes, because I think about Coinbase, I think about Circle, and my mind automatically goes to Stellar. They're all intertwined, right? Coinbase, USDC, Circle, Stellar, USDC, and then Stellar also. Is Stellar like a minority? They own like a piece of Circle or something like that, I believe. Am I correct on that? But anyway, I always intertwine those together. So when I was recalling this article, I was thinking Bankcoin, but it's Coinbase. And it goes as such. Coinbase Prime has partnered with the Justice Department's U.S. Marshals Service on crypto. Crypto is going mainstream. The people don't see the buildup happening. It's happening slowly, but it's here. It continues. Let me continue on before I get too excited. America's largest registered crypto exchange, Coinbase, has inked a $32.5 million deal with the Justice Department's U.S. Marshal Service to provide custody and trading of its digital assets. Wait a minute. Obviously, this is just where they're beginning. So where does it end? Who else is going to use crypto? This is where they're starting. If they're satisfied with how this works out, this could be huge, a huge beginning to more agencies using Coinbase and crypto. They're going to access all types of crypto through Coinbase. Now, this is interesting considering that we read an article like a week or two ago where Coinbase was saying how they want to become everyone's main account. So you have that announcement and then you have this. Crypto is I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. It just appears from the information that crypto is about to go mainstream. I'm talking super mainstream. It looks like it's about to be unleashed. And if that happens, kaboom. If it happens. Could always go the other way. Who knows? So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.